forever grateful, and we want to continue having this type of conversation with our top operators. So, guys, let's have one. Dion, feel free to take us away.
Sure. Thank you so much for that, Connor. So let's get it started. What's up, everyone? Thank you so much for hopping on this Closer Control Inner Circle group. My name is Dion Joseph. We have the CEO and founder of Closer Control, Connor Ruecker, here, plus 11 of the top operators that we handpicked to collaborate with. So this is going to be one of our first Inner Circle session. And the reason why we put this together is because we want you guys to connect and learn from each other. Second, showcase how the high level operators run their entire wholesale businesses, right? So obviously tonight we're going to be focusing on marketing, what works, what doesn't work. Plus, a lot of the wholesalers, mainly because they lack the knowledge on how to run a winning marketing campaign. So before we get right into this, I have a couple of grounds. I have to set up a couple of ground rules on what you can expect. Since we have like close to 11 active operators running large scale operations over here, who collectively spend over 100K per month on marketing, and you guys all close plus 90 per deals per month altogether, right? So obviously you guys are going to hear what's working, what's not working, and what's actually people are doing wrong. So let's jump in if you guys are ready. Okay. So yes, first, Connor, CEO of Closer Control, he sees thousands of wholesaling operations from the inside. And on top of that, he knows exactly where the deals get lost. And my name is Dion. I'll be hosting and making sure that we are all on point. So before we get the panel rolling, let's introduce the operators who will be joining us. First, we have Stratum Brown. Then we have Moody Hassan from NJY Associates. We have Brandon Morales. We have Trajan, Joey Bibo, Austin Pirtle, Ross Dillon, Zachary Flirt, and Daniel Burke. So these are the guys who are spread across different markets, working on different strategies, and entirely different mindsets. So that is exactly the reason why this conversation matters. So a couple of expectations before we get things rolling. So obviously, since we have just 2 hours and we have like a lot of guys coming in together, we want to make sure that you guys keep the answers tight, clear, and real. So let's avoid a lot of rambling. And on top of that, anybody can interrupt or give insights at any moment. So just unmute, give your thoughts away. And on top of that, obviously, don't let it be awkward. And let's just share what all of the years of experience has given us to those who's listening. Again, this is a fireside chat, and it'll be sort of like a popcorn style. So feel free to gesture if you have a point or want to propose a question to each other. So all good? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's get the first zoom out. Okay, so let's get the first zoom out with a single truth. Two operators can run a single marketing campaign, right? Same list, same budget, and obviously one can make money while the other one loses it. And this unfortunate happens all the time, right? So tonight it isn't about declaring which marketing is the best. It's about understanding when something works and when something doesn't, and what has to exist underneath it. So Connor, could you maybe start off this conversation for us?
Yes, sir. Guys, wonderful to have you guys on. I'm so, so grateful. This is everything me and the brothers ever wanted. We were wholesaling for 4 years. We thought maybe we should make a CRM, sell it, maybe it'll blow up. We never believed that it would get to this level in 14 to 15 months. I'm truly grateful to God for everything that it has came, and all the problems that we have solved, and also just seeing all you guys win and use the CRM and just be happy with the service that me and the brothers provide. Okay. I brought you guys on here to give game. I told the stories. I said, hey, I told all of them they got to give game. They need to unleash it, and they're going to. So everyone that's listening on Facebook, Instagram, on YouTube, maybe TikTok, guys, thank you for joining us. You guys could be anywhere in the world at this exact time, but you guys have joined us. We just got some new guys in here, Jared Peterson, Anton Tamkovich. Good to have you guys. We're already starting. But yeah, this is amazing. This is amazing. The first thing that I want to start off with is it's going to be a round robin, so it might just be a little tricky. I'm going to call you guys out. Just answer, be short. But I want everyone to share in 2025 what was your most successful marketing channel out of all of them. Okay? Based on what you guys say, we're going to dive deep, ask questions. But guys, again, this is your room. This is your space. Okay. Be confident, be yourself. No need to put on the face. We're all operators here. We all make money. No ego. Put it all aside. Let's share. Okay. So I'm going to go. I was going to say Stratton, cameras off. Moody, Mahmoud Hassan. What was your top marketing channel in 2025?
Cold calling.
Cold calling. Cool. And this can be favorite, most successful, what made the most money. You don't have to explain, but that's what we're going for. Trajan,
Facebook PPC.
Austin.
Cold call.
Cool. Two cold calls, one Facebook meta. Anton.
SMS.
Nice. Jared.
Foreclosure, probate, cold calling.
Nice. Zach Flood. I don't know if you're there, but interrupt if you are.
I am. I'm eating a burrito bowl. Sorry.
You're good.
Facebook for ROI. Google is like another beast in itself, but you have to be ready for creative pitches. Like it's not cash. If you guys are just doing cash, you're never gonna see the return. Novations, creative, stuff like that. Almost scraping the surface as well. Facebook probably number one for ROI though.
Cool. What about you, Ross?
It was a combination. I mainly did pay per lead. I did some meta ads, so I can agree that the ROI was excellent with Facebook. But I would say either lead Zolo or property leads. I got some of my fattest spreads off of for sure.
Nice. What about you, Joey?
PPL and JVs for me. Newly with the PPL and then just a shit ton of JVs last year.
JVs. We went crazy on our last year of wholesaling. We went crazy on the JVs. I could feel that. What about you, Stratton?
I'd for sure. I mean, the best ROI is JV. Like your brand is gonna bring you in so much fucking business to where you can make multiple six figures a year from JVs alone. And then PPL, shout out Newly, shout out Real Estate Bees. We use all the different PPL companies because I'm not a very smart person and I don't want to sit there and run a Google campaign or run Facebook ads. But I know we can operate and get to leads faster than anybody else, and we can hound people better than anybody else. And that's like what it really means to like, if you want to separate yourself, that's what it's going to take. But for sure, JV disproportionately is the best ROI that we ever get.
I agree. Brandon?
Yeah, cold call was our best marketing, and then we also dipped into Facebook marketing, which at first was rough, but once we got acclimated, it's going to give us pretty much the same ROI that we have with the cold calling. So 2026, that's what we're rolling with.
Fire. And Daniel Burke, I'm not sure if you're here, but feel free to interrupt if you want to share.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm actually getting plugged in right now. Just pick the kids up. Meta was a clear winner for us last year. Meta leverage with AI as well was, I think, we're a little bit north of an 8.5x return on ad spend. So it was the winner.
Let's
freaking go.
Great job, bro.
8X, let's go.
All right, guys. You guys all heard whose favorite marketing channel was in 2025. I'm sure you guys are looking into some of those marketing channels that were shared. And obviously, you guys want to work with someone that was successful last year. So definitely hit the guy up if you heard that, or ask him questions right now. This is the perfect place to ask questions. Thank you guys all for sharing. That's something quite vulnerable. Some people might not share, but I appreciate you guys all for being open and just letting us know what was your best marketing channel. As you guys heard, it literally, it works everywhere. You know what I mean? I heard a lot of outbound, heard a lot of inbound. I heard JV. I honestly wasn't thinking I was going to hear JV, but guys, it all works. I'm going to throw this up in the air. And like I said, guys, don't let this be awkward. This is your chance to share what you know. And for content, guys, don't forget, this is all going to get clicked up. But why do you guys think your guys' favorite or most successful marketing channel actually worked for you?
Yeah, for me, I'll start. I think, I've been doing cold call. I've been around cold call for the last 6 years. I think for especially beginners, for any company, I think having cold callers established gives you some sort of consistency within your business for your cash conversion cycle. And it allows you to be able to try those other things like the PPC, the PPL, the Facebook marketing. Like it gives you for me, like that consistency of money so that I can experiment and find new things and add on top of the cold calling that I'm already doing. And I've seen it be like that for the last 6 years. There's so many people still doing cold calling. It just, I don't think it's going out of business anytime soon.
And
I
guys, you
kinda,
guys can ask. Yeah, ask. I had questions on top, guys.
no, I kind of agree with that, right? Cold calling has been kind of my strongest suit since first learned what the definition of sales was, right? But the big thing about cold calling is that one, it's the fastest when it comes to scalability. That's one, right? And then the second thing, the amount of leads that actually come in from cold calling, especially if you're turning it into a systemized machine, right? You could get per cold caller at least 6 to 8 leads per day, right? And then the more callers, the way you train them, English lessons, whatnot, right? It really can pick up and turn into a system where honestly you can even turn that into a PPL business by itself. So that's why for me, there's just a higher ROI and a higher lead count that comes in, especially with me trying to grow out a team this year. I need leads to just keep coming in, even if they're, kind of a warm lead even. So for me, it's just okay. Easiest thing to manipulate. Second thing, where you can get the most leads. Third thing, honestly, that's the highest ROI because your lead to dollar ratio is minuscule.
If
When you say
anyone's
like,
interested in a turnkey, fully operating call center, I have a 25-person employee call center in Karachi that I'm selling. We fully went in. We do 3 inbound, 3 outbound campaigns. We're getting rid of the cold calling. So if anyone's interested, please reach out. I'll work a deal with you. We have quality control managers. We have a general manager. We've bought backup generators, laptops, headsets. If the power goes out over there, there's no problems. It's fully functioning. Everything's on WhatsApp. All of your leads come in hot. If anyone is interested, it is up for grabs.
Closer control call center would be crazy.
We're doing
Connor,
70
don't
to
do it.
80
Connor, don't
leads.
do it. Connor,
70
don't
to
do
80
closer
leads a
control
day
call
on
center.
that.
Don't do it, bro. Like
Crazy.
if you've
Could
ever
become a
actually
monopoly.
ran a call center, bro, it is such a pain in the ass. The margins are terrible. The people management are terrible. We got up to 150 employees doing 7 figures a year doing cold calling. That's just on revenue from the service side. To where if you are actually thinking about cold calling, outsource it unless you want to build a team like that 25-person team. If you're thinking about turning it on, you have scale, it's worth buying that because you're going to have to build that, source the people, vet the people, interview the people, and it's not worth it. But I think if you want to really reach scale with no friction or less friction, and you're like a nationwide person, PPL is really good. And my big thesis this year is non-exclusive is good. So right now, anytime a lead comes in, AI will call that lead 3 times, and then our sales reps are automatically connected and calling that lead as soon as the lead comes in, and we're calling that lead 3 times. So I'm making a bet that our team can operate better and get that person on the phone first. We're better salesmen. We build more rapport, and that is going to be the easiest way to scale. And then with cold calling, we do like live transfers and stuff. But if you are running a decently sized business and you're like, hey, I want to do cold calling, I'd tell you either outsource it completely or buy that guy's like 25-person team and then prepare to eat shit for 6 months until the leads convert. And then you're going to be making a lot of money.
We're getting like 60 to 70 in Stratton. The live transfer, absolute
the live transfer is the way.
Gold. Absolute gold.
It's the way, bro.
If
Can you
you
guys
can
tell-
take
yeah,
that
tell us why.
conversation over as the person that is the salesman, that's what you do. That's what we do. It's close deals. They're information collectors for us. When they sense that something's hot, heating up a little bit, we go right into that conversation. We don't convert the lead. We don't like push it through immediately. Everything's recorded. Everything's on a dialer as well. So I love that you brought that up because if you guys are doing cold call, such an important feature to add. Huge feature to add. If you have guys
Zach,
that
you
are
have
like
a data manager
there,
that comes with it too.
say that again.
You have like a data manager that comes with that too. Like who's
That's a good
responsible
point.
for the data?
So we actually hired. Our general manager has two. He's got a business degree and a finance degree. Um, Something that I'll put you guys on is we work specifically in Pakistan, but we work even more specifically with people that are Christian. And because they're taught to learn the scripture in English and recite it. So we don't have to teach the language barrier. Most of them come very fluid. We don't have to like weed that out. It's not a very specific thing that we're looking for, but it is something that we found where we don't have that language barrier. People are kind of skeptical, even when you get on the phone with your bank or wherever, it's you're talking to someone, you're giving information to somebody that you don't know that lives on the other side of the world. So what we've done is again converting mostly into inbound, and then we are using the shit out of this CRM for SMS, for email, for voice drop. We did multiple six figures with just SMS on this CRM last month. Just the CRM alone. And you guys need to, if you don't know where to get good data from, that's also something I would consider looking into as well.
I would tell you Data Syndicate. I'm a throw it in there. Data Syndicate's amazing. And then if you guys are like up to date with like Moltbot or Manus AI, and you think you can build something and like have some type of a data scraper, and you have an open data source on any county record, we have AI that scrubs county records every day. And then we get that data essentially instantaneously. Data Syndicate can send runners to go get data for us in counties that we like that aren't there. But instead of having a data manager, you should honestly start to think forward of how can I have like AI really pushing this forward for me, managing this, uploading it for us. So right now with Data Syndicate and Closer Control, we have a bunch of records from Data Syndicate that get uploaded by AI, texted by AI inside of Closer Control, and then set appointments for our sales reps to talk to. And we will pull a bunch of data every day with AI to where when you're thinking about a data manager, that position is going to become somewhat obsolete as you start to grow your company, as AI gets better and better. If you haven't seen like OpenClaw yet, it's insane. And then Manus.im is really good. So as you're thinking about your data, if you're getting it from, let's say like Property Radar, that's good, but you want to get it instantaneously. And you're going to have to figure out a way to get it, because Closer Control's bot built and what they've built can set the appointments for your sales team all day, bro.
Is
like
that
they're going to crush.
Data on the
niche, all niche, bro. We're not mass. All niche.
Perfect.
Wait,
All
so
niche.
you have the, just so I understand, you have the AI doing the live transfer calls to your reps, right? Is that?
Yeah. So like our system, in December, our AI made 19,000 phone calls inside of our CRM. And then we have a different set. So it makes 19,000 phone calls. We do live transfers. And then anytime a new lead comes in, the AI calls it and our sales reps call it at the same time. And so we'll live transfer those leads, and then Closer Control will text those leads and set appointments for us at the same time. And so we're hitting them.
Where those bots are?
Say that one more time.
The bots that made the 19,000 calls, is that within Closer Control, or that's a separate?
No, we use objection proof to do it. And like we had to have a guy write code to essentially make it happen the way I want it to. But if you can figure it out to do that, no one else is going to do that right now. And so for a minuscule investment of a couple grand, you can get like an output that no one else is doing at all. Like no one else. We're objection proof's number one customer as far as outbound phone calls into our CRM. We get, for context, we get anywhere from 40 to 150 leads a day that's like new leads to us that we are calling. And objection proof calls every new lead, and then we cycle every new lead in new leads 7 days of hell. And then anybody, even if they never reached, if they didn't pick up within 30 days, our AI is still calling them as many times as we can throughout the month. And so that's how we have it set up. And that's what's going to make you a better operator, because like the gap between appointment setter and sales rep is going to get like squished down. And the appointment setting is what's going to become important. And you're going to have people in Pakistan, And you could have great people in Pakistan, but I have an AI who will call that person all day, every day until they pick up and say, fuck off. And then guess what? My sales rep's still going to call that person once they tell that person fuck off because they picked up the phone and we know that they are willing to talk to someone. And then we're still going to get them onto the phone and we're going to convert them. And so you can use it as like a double to convert them based off of pickup rate and just based off of interest, because when it gets on the phone, it'll live transfer someone over as well.
Nice.
Did you have like someone from Objection Proof write that code for you? Because I have it as well. So I'm just kind of curious if I have the bot that he has.
I had to come up with it. Then we wrote the code, and then it triggers the way it does. If you look, I did a call with Steve the other day about like how it runs. I'm building it inside of Closer Control. I'll let you know when it's done, and I should have it cycling. If you think about it, it should be like a sequence of tags that rotates over. The tags rotate forever. And so you add a tag that fires objection proof, and then the call goes out. And then it should do it inside of the opportunities. And then I have it built into each different set of opportunities. There's a different bot that makes phone calls every day. And so that's how you could have it set up, but you could build it inside of Go High Level or Closer Control without having to write code. That's the way you would do it to get it just cycling infinitely all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna interrupt and circle in. As you guys hear each other talk, you guys are gonna hear multiple different use cases of Closer Control, right? Stratton uses it a lot different than you, Trajan. Zach Flood uses a lot different than Anton. But this is the room where you guys can explore more, have that conversation, understand the possibilities, because we're all trying to get to this level. We're all trying to use AI at a heavy scale, and these are the conversations that are going to have it. So, guys, ask questions. Is anyone here looking to get into cold calling in 2026? Like, is anyone going to open up more cold callers or?
Yeah, we're ditching courthouse. We're out on it.
Okay, Anton, are you about to? Is that why
I
you're
mean, I
unmuted?
have 5 right now, but I'm definitely considering more. I mean, I was gonna ask like
Yeah, what's the question?
Zach what you're looking for as far as your deal goes.
I mean, I can be straight up with my number. I'll tell you what I have involved and what it costs to run per month. Right now it's probably close to $15,000, 25 employees. They work 40 hours a week minimum. We have, again, I don't know if you guys know a lot about other countries, especially in the Middle East and stuff. We've dealt with power outages, like everything you could imagine happens. We've had so much stuff happen. It's been probably 5 years of me running this company and really getting to know the people, understanding. Again, we hire very specific people for the most part, just because they come very well spoken English wise. We don't have any language barriers or anything like that. Some of these guys have been with our team for like 2-3 years, and I don't know if you know about, like, again, like the Middle East, there's limitation on jobs. Good ones are hard to find. There's a high turnover rate. People don't have a lot of respect for, others, because you don't really have that face value. We take what we do, like we give bonuses for high performers. We make sure we have 2 quality control managers. We have a general manager that oversees everything. We're on a dialer system. They're calling 15 people at one time. So you need to be able to pull. We work nationwide. So we're pulling probably about 40 to 50,000 records a day. Deal Machine, we have an exclusive relationship. We pull more data than 90+% of people in this industry. I'm sure there's people on this team that probably pull more than we do, but industry standard, we're like top 10%, if not more. So you have to have
40,000
Stratton was talking
records
about the data
a day.
40,000. They go through 40,000 records a day.
Wow.
They
And
can.
What dialer is that
it?
on, bro? What are you running?
Ready mode.
What is your phone number cost?
We change those out often.
Like, well, like monthly phone number cost.
Probably a couple $100. We change them out every couple days, maybe every week
Yeah.
or so.
You gotta use their IQ package because that they switch it out completely for free.
Do they really? We quit using. We don't cold call at all anymore. We will. We have someone who will just call through closer control to very very niche lists.
Yeah.
But Ready Mode I think was the best dialer when we were using it.
It's
over
clean.
like call tools and batch dialer. Ready
Look,
Mode was the best.
I got
So-
I love and hate with it, but honestly, guys, is the best dialer system, and I've used every single one of them. It's at least their IQ setup is fantastic, and the way we dialed it in is very seamless.
And that's an additional cost as well. That's not associated with the bulk. That's an extra, I think, almost $3,000 a month. But again, you have 15 lines going at once. Their ability to be able to get on a call. I mean, Stratton was saying this too. You guys are getting 100 plus leads a day. We were doing the exact same. You got to pull fresh data. You got to pull niche data. You cannot be hitting the same list every day. You got to really, that's a job in itself. So if you take on this responsibility, running a call center is a lot of work. Like
terrible.
every day you're having
Terrible.
meetings, you're fine-tuning scripts, you're listening to phone calls, doing quality control yourself, checking attendance, looking at reports, collecting data. It doesn't stop. And every day, they're 9 hours in front of us. So like your times are going to change as well. You got to be available when they're available. It's just a different beast. And if you're willing to entertain it, there's a lot of money to be made. We've done very well, but time management is the most important thing for my team. Value in your time. How do you spend your time? Sometimes, like you call through 10, 15 cold call leads to get a deal. We close 3 and 10 on our inbound all day long, easily. So our close rate is significantly higher. We're spending a lot more money, but the time is more valuably spent. And then with closer control, if you guys are not utilizing this, get good data and use the CRM to your advantage. We're turning, multiple 6-figure profit from SMS, from email and voice drop alone. We're just now introducing the voice drop, but the email and the SMS, guys, like get your scripts dialed in, do A to B testing, see where you're failing, see what the response is. Don't stick with the same thing. Change your scripts, change the way that you're approaching people and see what works and what doesn't. Sometimes, like Connor and I had a meeting today, and it's sometimes as simple as being like, hey, I'm at the QT down the street over off Spring Street, buying a property, or looking to buy properties in X, Y, and Z neighborhood. You become more of a personable backyard kind of guy versus the person that's a corporate conglomerate just buying up the neighborhood. So it definitely has a different effect. Connor has a lot. I think, when he was talking about his transition from going from the real estate stuff to full-time in this, with the information they've been collecting, all the data, you guys really need to be utilizing this in your day-to-day. Your CRM will exponentially change. Your CRM will make you more money than anything. Seriously. You just need to stay on top of your text prompting. You need to make sure that you guys are, I think we send Connor, like 500 an hour or so.
A little bit too much than
15,
I
20
want.
leads an hour off of SMS. No joke. It's insane. So
Yeah, SMS crushes for us. It's been my best marketing channel since I got into it since 2020. We've ripped a lot of deals from SMS alone because it's cheap and you get a lot of leads.
What's your strategy on that? What does that operation look like, Anton? If someone's is anyone here trying to looking into SMS in 2026?
I
I'm
tried it
literally launching
minimally.
it next week.
We've been blasting it.
I mean, Connor, the CRM is cooking with all the leads before, but like with new data and stuff, I use Flex Connect, which is Gabe Cazel's system. It's also on high level. But I've used everything, launch control, literally so many. And I used to use Roar back in the day. I think Roar was the best platform there was. And it was literally a cheat code. But it launched Flex Connect comes very close to it. But we send out 3,000 to 4,000 text messages a day. I have 2 accounts on it. one VA is able to manage it because they also have AI incorporated, so it's a lot easier. But the AI doesn't talk for as long. You know what I mean? My VA has to chime in and basically get it sent over as an appointment if that's going to be an appointment or just a brand new lead. But I mean, same thing. Data. I actually use Niche Data AI if anyone uses that. 100 per county, pretty good data as well. Foreclosure, share of sales, but prop stream batch, everything's the same. Everyone's trying to find a golden list, but it's literally all about marketing. And whoever markets the most and spends a lot. So, but I think I spend on like $4 grand a month on it, 4 or 5 grand, and it brings us at least 50 to 80 grand a month from that.
Anton, that system that you use, is it AI automated to send out these texts, or are you doing everything
Yeah,
manually?
so it is. It is. So well, they actually, no, it's not. The VA always schedules like 3 or 4 campaigns in the morning, and it's sent out every hour and a half, just a little like to separate it. And I think it's like 500 per batch, right? So she's able to send like 3 to 5 campaigns. Usually it's around 4, so that's 2,000, sometimes a little bit more if she can handle it. But AI really helps a ton on that, especially on the
What is
responses.
that, Zeitblast? You said Zeitblast or no?
No, I use Flex Connect.
What? No. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's also go high level, but it's a little, I mean, it's obviously rebranded. It's done a little bit different. I do like it for some, I don't know how, but you don't need to have the stop opt out message at the end. And so that's kind of a cheat for me. I mean, it's been obviously makes it more realistic, you know what I mean?
Nice. Anyone have questions for Anton? He's like the
Yeah.
only guy in here that's running SMS.
Yeah, it's like the hardest part for us. Like even like there's stuff that we have to work on our SMS side, on the closer control side, because certain things are on and off on our
Well, yeah,
side.
yeah, closure control for sure. The bot, you have to train the bot differently,
Yeah.
right? So like with Flex Connect, the button like they're able to already like copy and paste, their the basically the training for the bot. So it's a little bit more understanding too, but it's also it doesn't answer like closure control bots talk a lot more than the other one. That one just kind of, does the beginning 3 to 4 steps, and then after that, you have to get on top of it. But I think it's the
What
best
is
because we get like 8 to 12 leads a day from it.
Oh,
what's
nice.
the transition from a brand new lead on the SMS? Like, are you guys getting on the phone right away, or are you guys
Yeah,
transferring it
yeah,
to?
yeah, 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 yeah. Well, also it does get transferred to closure control, and the first text message is obviously like my phone's a little bit busy or something like that on closure control. Can we talk here? And then basically the AI bot on closure control also talks uh to the seller. But then I mean I have it also like I store leads in multiple different platforms just because I've had it where it was just in one platform, and then either me and that person split up or something happened and I lost all of them. So now I always put every single lead in Slack. So then we have, as soon as the lead comes in, I'm able to see where the lead is. And then if it's a hot lead, I'll call it right away, or one of my sales guys will call him. If not, then the AI will do its job in closure control.
That's a,
How far have you been taking your automations, Anton? Are you getting it to like pictures? Are they collecting information? Or are you just
So
scheduling
a
an
the
appointment?
closure control does that, but not on Flex Connect. I don't do that.
You can
Um,
edit your automations though. That's why I
okay.
was asking how far you can take it, because everything you can customize to some
Yeah.
extent. So instead of, going through a bunch of like texts, I like to get in front of them as soon as possible. So like
Exactly.
instead
Yeah.
of my
Yeah.
next question is when can we hop on a call rather than can you send me some pictures on the
Pictures. Yeah.
property, so on and so forth. I want to be as quick to the lead as possible.
So I honestly like I do like the fact that closure control does that because some people would rather text. So if a hot lead comes in and me or one of my sales guys hop on the phone with them right away, if we see it in Slack because it all goes to our phones, we'll do it. But sometimes they don't answer. That's why they're texting. That's why they're not picking up the phone. They'd rather text instead. And the amount of times I've ran into that where even my acquisitions now to this day still miss out on that is because they'll call them twice, triple dial them, but then they don't send a text message. I'm like, dude, this lead came in as a text message. You should at least, text them if they didn't pick up. and then like I do that, and then the conversation continues through text message because some people are just more comfortable texting rather than cold calling. But I take that list and upload it obviously into the dialer, so my cold callers are hitting that, and then the SMS is hitting that, and then I'll actually circle back in about a month or two, and then rerun that list again instead of just keep buying the same data. You know, I mean, not buying the same data, just like newer, fresher data, and I get leads like that again. So
Are you tracking all of your data as well?
honestly, I
Storing it
have,
all?
yeah, I have it all like in a Google Drive, and like I'll do like, you know, 1 month I'll do vacant from prop stream, and then I'll do it again on month 3 or 4. Because I think that I was talking to one of my buddies like a year or two ago, and he was telling me how prop stream, and I mean, I think all data websites have like an update where they'll load new like leads for that filter every so couple of months. So like if you're gonna pull vacant today and then you're gonna pull vacant next month, the chances are that it's going to be the same exact lead. So you should at least have like a buffer of, I think it was like 3 to 4 months. I have it in my notes somewhere. Same thing for obviously foreclosures and everything like that too.
The only reason why I was asking, because if anybody's interested in the call center kind of thing, you guys need to be logging all of your data. You need to be checking like what lists are producing.
Well, that's why I asked you. That's why I asked you if you had like a data manager, because I know that like obviously like, I'm okay
Hey.
right now. I have 5 callers, but like, dude, I would not want to handle that because that would be dude, it's a headache for me just to even do it with just the SMS and the cold callers, right? And I can't really trust the VA to do that because I don't know.
It's important. It's too
logic.
important
It's
to the
logical, yeah.
prosperity of your
Yeah.
business. The
Yeah.
most important thing that you have is that information.
Mhm.
And understanding how to utilize your data to your benefit. Like, you can't trust anyone with that. To be honest, is someone that owns if you're going to run it, then the next position is get your acquisitions manager like mirroring you day to day.
Yeah.
They sit and pull data with you, stuff like that. But it's a hard position to delegate. It's a scary one to give out to somebody else.
It's
That
also a
shit keeps
skill.
me up at night, bro.
Yeah, it's a skill, and also it's something that like again, you don't want to give all the sauce out to the team. You know what I mean? Because that really is what a lot of people struggle with is the data part, and how, because it's expensive, one, and then two, you got to be smart. You got to like sometimes I will literally pull data where someone purchased a property, 5 years or more, but for less than $60,000. You know what I mean? You don't really think to do that because you're like, oh, let me just pull a quick filter. But then I will literally sometimes circle back. We lock up a deal. I'll look at it, and then I'll go and literally pick those exact filters. Okay, this person bought it for 30 to 40 grand 10 years ago. It was a 3 bedroom, so I will do that, and then I'll pull all that data. And it doesn't matter if it's owner occupied or absentee, because if someone bought it for 30 grand 15, 20 years ago and it's worth 300, maybe they want, some type of motivation is there. And everyone sells a house in 10, 15 years. It's like a
Norm.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Hey, Connor, real quick. By the way, I like where you guys are going on this, Antana and Zach. It kind of brought something into my mind. What about just doing both? Training the bot, where why not just address the elephant in the room? Ask the person. Like I have my guys do this, and I'm like, ask them how they preferred being communicated with. Do you prefer SMS or do you prefer a phone call? Eventually, we're going to have to get on a phone call, but at this time, what do you prefer? And then whatever their response is, that's the fork in the road. And then it can deep dive on SMS or it can book the appointment. Does that make sense?
That.
Yeah, I do like that. I mean, closer control does kind of do that in a way, because when it does book the appointments, I sometimes will sometimes miss an appointment. And the seller will literally call us. You know what I mean? So I'm like, damn, it works.
Right.
And I just want to add on for anybody listening, like as you can see, like if you're deciding like what you want to do with your marketing and you haven't made the decision just yet, like there's so many different avenues you can go: cold call, PPL, PPC. Anton's killing it with SMS, which is crazy, but that's great. He figured out a system to do it. He systematized it, and now he's making hundreds of thousands of dollars from it. So like for everybody listening, like if you're deciding what kind of marketing you want to choose, just make sure that whatever you decide you want to do, you commit to it and you actually build a system for it to run properly, and stick with it. Stick with it for 6 months. Let it do its thing. It's going to be tough, but actually stick with your plan. Don't veer from the path, and you will see success as long as you know, make sure that you have a system for it. And I mean, Anton's a prime example, right? SMS, hundreds of thousands of dollars, like that's really hard for some people, but that's amazing.
I
That's
think it's
such good
also, you know,
advice.
it's very important to also stick with it for not just, you know, like you said, not just 1 to 2 months. You got to do it for at least 6 months, but also you really got to be in the trenches learning it. Like if you're gonna do cold calling, don't just hire cold callers right away. You know, you got to learn how to cold call. You got to learn, you know, how to talk to the sellers. And I think that's honestly the best. And you know, if you're just getting into the business, you need to get on the phones because it's the cheapest way to get a deal, right? And SMS, I think, is comes second after that because you have so many opportunities to talk to sellers. But in the beginning, I would obviously suggest, you know, cold calling because everyone here knows that cold calling is never going away, and everyone has a team of cold callers, you know, or had one. And I think it's again with AI coming into it is going to be very interesting where that goes.
So,
What
Guys, real
go
quick.
ahead, yes.
Last thing I'm going to say, do A to B testing on this stuff. Your scripts, the information, what you're putting in front of people, your SMS, even your cold call scripts. Be as short and consolidate. All they need to do is qualify to make sure that this person's actually interested. How much information do they actually do they need to collect on your behalf? Because them going through conditions and all this stuff that your acquisitions rep is going to ask anyways is not really productive. Are you interested in selling? Do you have a price in mind? Not saying I could get to that number, but if I could put that money in your hand, is that something we could go ahead and move forward on? That's all. I 5 questions that we give our callers to ask. But sorry, Connor, go ahead.
You're good. Guys, thank you for going into that deeply on the outbound side. That's very important. I was going to go into inbound, but I do want to take a discourse, kind of ask a different question, also prompt some of the guys who haven't shared much, Austin, Trey, Jared, Daniel, Joey, speak up on this. I'm honestly curious. I appreciate the negatives, not in the way that you guys are probably thinking, but I want to know, like, what are you guys not going to do in 2026 in terms of marketing based on what you guys know? You guys might know insider knowledge. You guys might be able to share that, but what are you guys not going to do?
I can
I
start.
am not.
Oh,
Or if
go
you
ahead.
want to go, Trajan, I'll start. I'll say, let's get it. I'm not going to be doing PPL nationwide anymore. That was the biggest fuck up of last year. So, and it wasn't just on the PPL side; it was also on the JV side. That was where we got our ass kicked the most. And I was at. It's funny because I was starting to build out a gigantic dispo team, and I was looking at my system, and I'm like, this is just fucked right now. It's like you need each dispo manager for me should be managing about 5 deals at a time. And then if they're in different fucking markets, it's like I was looking through my CRM the other day and we have like 15 deals on the board and fucking one guy's managing Alabama, Tennessee, Texas, Jersey. It's like we're all over the fucking place. And that's been leading to the biggest bottleneck on the dispo side, making the dispo process way harder than the acquisition side for us. So what I realized is the nationwide, if you have a huge team and you have people that are designated to every state and you got a 50-man operation, fuck yeah, go nationwide, you're gonna fucking kill it. But to run that, like, you need a legitimate, like Zach has, call center of closers to be able to really effectively manage it, unless you're listing everything on the MLS. If you're listing it on the MLS, that's obviously another strategy you could do. But then obviously you got to know every law of every state, which ones you're going to be good in, which ones you're going to get fucked in, and that's where I've noticed the biggest difference. So what I'm doing now is I'm what Anton's doing, Zach's doing. I'm kind of between. I have an outside person that's going to be doing the SMS for me, and then we were talking, Connor. I want to go inside closer control, probably do the lead signaling, and then do some SMS and maybe try to ramp it up as much as we physically can inside the CRM. And next step from that is doing the AI callers. And the reason, Zach, I tried doing not a call center, but building my own in-house call team. And it took away way too much time of me training my closers, my TCs, and everyone like managing the business. And I think it lasted 3 months, and I fucking pulled the plug on all the callers we hired and went straight into just doing the PPL last year. And now I'm getting back into doing data pulling. That's why I'm trying to do AI and texting, because I don't have to manage the people. We just have to manage the data and obviously the messaging.
Yeah, luckily I tag teamed. I had a partner that was born in Karachi, and his he moved here when he was like 5 years old. Very well spoken, very well connected. I had a lot of help. If I didn't, I don't know how I would be able to manage it, because just from a cultural perspective, when you're listening to someone in a different country, whatever, like no one's actually like coming to check on you or come to the office. Like we had cameras and stuff set up. We have everything is like what it's supposed to be, but the respect truly comes from my business partner sharing the same culture as well, like being able to speak the language, understanding their holidays, all that kind of stuff. Um, the PPLs, if you were you doing lead Zolo?
I was doing newly mainly, and like the leads we were getting contracts left and right, but it was the dispo end, and they were in metros. It wasn't even like they were. It wasn't like we were in the middle of fucking nowhere. Because when we used to run Facebook ads, every lead was we would target a metro, and it would still come in the middle of nowhere. So that's when we got out of Facebook. But with
Are you
newly, we're
guys
getting
pitching
them good
creative
areas.
on your deals at all? Are you doing like Morby method, sub two seller finance, anything like that?
I'll touch it, but I'm mainly cash. Cash is
Brother,
my
I'm
that's
gonna
like my
tell you
main
right
one.
now, we have 10x'd our business just from creative. We picked up 120 properties last quarter creatively for almost $0 down. And we do creative novations as well. We'll just take over the mortgage. We'll pay 1,200 bucks a month instead of paying like a hard money lender. We do a lot of deals internally as well. We are in a buyer position. So if you guys have deals that you want to sell, we're actively buying as well. If they pencil out, if we can structure terms, all I gotta say, if you guys don't know it, if you're not teaching your team this is the difference between me and you, is having another tool in the tool belt where you are exhausting your efforts for one, you're trying to convince someone, but paint a heaven and hell, give them options. And you spread it out. Here's cash, here's novation, here's a Morby method. And here's what happens if you take the cash. I can give you a little bit more time on innovation, but here's what we're going to have to do. On a seller finance Morby method, what I do is a cash out refi at 70% of the appraisal value. So they're going to get cashed out within 3 weeks for more than what they probably were going to get cash. And then I'm going to do like a 3-year balloon payment on the rest of the terms. If you can wrap your head around the creative stuff and pitch it and bundle it up in understandable terms, if it's foreign language to you, then you trying to pitch it to somebody else, good fucking luck. So if anybody here cares to want to learn, I mean, I haven't really structured anything, but I've got a lot of content, and one of my top guys, I mean, we locked down 120 unit apartment complex, 180 unit, a 40 unit, and a 22 unit last month, just from sub two
I feel
and
like
seller finance.
with the creative finance and doing like you're finding a lot of success with the multifamily, I think is a lot easier because people that obviously are owners of something that large, they understand the benefit of it. So like we've done a lot of deals too over 5 units, but like doing like a single family, maybe even a duplex is a little bit more, I feel like a little bit harder to make sense for someone that doesn't own a lot of properties. Well, it's just in my
I
experience. We
would
still did it,
strongly
but
disagree. We did 630 creative deals in the past 18 months, and they're 99% single family homes
okay.
where people are very, let's put this into perspective. Low equity or maybe no equity. Obviously, it's going to be a subject to kind of thing. You need to know where to dance. And again, painting the heaven and hell, pitching the cash, the novation, giving them options versus the local agent in their backyard that's like, I could give you more. How? We look at the scope of we look at appreciation, we look at the market, we look at the rents, we look at a lot of different variables, and we present these numbers in a beautiful little package to them. If instead of saying subject to or creative, what it was a short-term seller agreement or a financing agreement.
But you keep them yourself, right? You're not selling them, or are you
That was my
selling?
next question.
Those are really hard. So you can sell subject to deals, but when we do the Morby method, you are taking over 51% ownership equity in the property through a quitclaim deed.
I think this is I'm going to jump in. This is a good time for me to talk about one of my don'ts because it's exactly what you're talking about.
Cool. Sorry, I don't mean to take the floor either.
Oh,
I'm gonna stay quiet. You guys talk.
Insider info here. I can't really jump into anything too crazy, but I've got some connections with some people who make some rules on this jazz. And me personally, one of my goals is not to touch any more seller finance, actually seller finance with 100% equity is the only thing I'll touch, but any sub two, Morby, any of that jazz is going to be heavily frowned upon by Q2 this year. So me personally, that's one of my don'ts. I won't JV it, I won't dispo it, I won't touch it unless it's going to go to me directly. I won't sell it to any other investors because there's going to be a lot of frowns from
Yeah, I
that.
feel like there's more lawsuits but I mean so like that's why I asked, like I've definitely, if you're keeping them yourself, because I have
We
wholesaled a
are.
couple of subject twos, and like I get a email from my attorney like last month that, hey, we got an email from previous seller's attorney, like I see that you sold the property, just wanted to let you know, but like obviously I'm not involved because I don't own it, but the dude,
All right,
2 years
one last
later.
thing, Anton. I'm going to tell you, we work directly with a lender, almost as we have an employee agreement, so we get origination points on the refinance. So that's how we keep our acquisitions team
Okay.
happy.
No,
And then we
that's
keep all of
perfect.
the rest, and we roll it into the property as well. We keep
Okay.
everything. We're in a very good position cash wise this year.
Just a stack doors. Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like that's definitely like seller financing still is gonna be there forever, Trey. I feel like
100%.
seller financing, like,
Just
yeah,
the sub two and
subject
Morbies have a
twos and all that stuff.
53%.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah,
had a
yeah.
Wholesaling.
53% fail rate last year. So, I mean, the people who are regulating that, the banks are pissed. Obviously, when the big dogs are pissed, government has to be pissed. I mean, when you have a 53% default rate, like something has to happen, right? So, all these
100%.
wholesalers who are selling them off, they're going to get in trouble. The people who bought them are going to get in trouble. There's a lot of negative that's going to happen with that. I'm just going to blurt out my other two things while I'm already speaking. Not going to do courthouse anymore. This month alone, we had 75K fallout just from niche data. Couldn't close because taxes. Other heirs had claim to the property that wouldn't sign to close. So honestly, the nitty gritty BS of all that stuff's not worth it for me. I'm just gonna dive harder into Facebook, either get into probably dump more money into the SMS, and then the other thing I think I'm gonna really focus on this year is JVs do really well for me. I'm one of the biggest dispo guys in Northeast Ohio, but we're gonna get a little more selective on stuff this year. Uh, I used to do non-exclusivity with JVs. I think just for time's sake, we're gonna dive into exclusivity on JV deals this year to save a little bit of time on the back end because there's a lot of people who don't know what they're doing in this game, and when they bring you a deal, and just a lot going on. So that's kind of a no-no for me. So those are my big three no's for
How much
this
are you spending on Facebook?
on Facebook.
Yeah.
5K, I believe, right now a month.
Okay.
So the plan was to double it in January. Obviously, losing out on 75K a month,
Yeah.
hindering the plans with the that side of things. But I believe March 1st we're set to double. So,
Hey, quick question, Trey. Obviously, I'm here in Arizona. They laid the fucking smackdown recently.
yeah, no, it's bad. I don't market in Arizona anymore. No SMS, no Facebook, no. I pulled all three marketing channels. I pulled out of Arizona. It's getting crazy out there.
Exactly. And when the smackdown is laid, people follow suit. So that's going to spread like cancer.
It's gonna be a ripple. Yeah, it's a ripple.
It's a ripple effect. So that's going to spread across the nation. Sub twos are going to be wiped out. Seller, whatever you're negotiating creatively.
I'm going to disagree, Ross. I think sub two. So there's already something at the House right now that they're trying to pass. It's not going to benefit us at all.
Okay.
They're trying to make sub two more available buyer to end buyer. So, if you put it on the market, you can then sub two transfer to an end buyer, and they're going to make that legal through the banks and everything like that. I actually have a friend who's pretty high up at cross country, and they're already writing policies and terms for things like that to transfer. So it could help on the novation side of things is the only place I see it helping any of us. But I think it's going to be a good system. I personally like that it's regulated a little bit more. 53% fallout's good for everybody. So.
Quick question on that. As far as like the wedge method where you are having that initial closing, you're getting yourself on the deed. Do you think that might be a tool in the future as these regulations come crashing down across the nation?
I'm going to tell you right now, that's going to get wiped out.
It's gonna. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think so.
It
has to.
One of my buddies, well, they're not doing like that, but what they're doing is
Conveyance transfer.
I mean, he just told me about it like last month, so maybe it's brand new, maybe it's already been around, but he's been killing it this way. But some sellers really need money like tomorrow, or like maybe some people need money to like move out. So he'll give them like, what is that number? 10, 15, 20 grand. He'll give it to them up front. He does go on the deed, but he locks in a price with the seller. So then it gives him the power to be able to list it on the market. And it's all recorded, notarized, recorded with an attorney, super legal. And you can literally give the seller 10 grand tomorrow, and then your LLC goes on title.
Does
You
this
have
friend live
locked-
in Tampa, Anton?
No, this is actually in
I heard this from one of my boys last week, the same exact thing, and I told him it's crazy.
Yeah, and I'm like thinking about him, and I mean, it's all legit, super legit. He sent me all the paperwork, and I'm like, damn, this makes a lot more sense because now you can really help people, right? Like I have this one seller, she's like, I just need 10 grand to pack all my shit and leave, but the rest can come whenever, you know what I mean? And then I
For
think
those of you that think that creative financing is going away, that's false. There will be stricter parameters, but that's same thing with cash. That same thing with cold calling. That same thing with SMS. Compliance is always going to be an issue. There's been a lot of people that have made a bad name for the ones. There's a lot of good people that do things by the book. Every deal we close goes through a closing attorney. We have multiple real estate attorneys. I have 3 on my team that are fully dedicated. That's all they do.
Perfect. Yeah, I never said it was going to go away for people actually buying it. I said I think the wholesaling portion of it's going to be.
You shouldn't be wholesaling those deals. You guys need to be getting in a position where, if you're serious about long-term longevity in this industry, you're selling these properties to other people, then start picking them up yourself if you can. I mean, we're putting $0. Let me tell you one situation that we had happen. This lady's going through a divorce. She's getting deployed on Friday. She said, take this off my hands. I want nothing to do with it. These are the kind of opportunities. We're making $900 a month in cash flow without any renovations. None. On day one. If we put $30,000 into this house, it's a creative innovation for us. We're just taking over. Again, if you can do this with anything. If you guys don't like your car anymore and you go to the dealership, you don't have gap insurance, they're like, I'm going to give you 10K and you need 30. Somebody out there might be in a desperate position where, hey, you just flip the credit card name, whoever's making the payments, right? No one's going to come to you and be like, oh, your method of payment changed. That seems suspicious. As long as you're making the payments and you're on time and you're not breaking, you got to look at the contracts, prepayment penalties, due on sale clauses, stuff like that. Those will come up. So you need to be ahead of that. But the success rate is so much greater than you just need to run it through a DSCR lens. If you guys know what DSCR loans, run all of your deals through that lens. And if they pencil out cash-wise, cash flowing, should have no problems at all. All of our deals, we're picking up $400 plus $500 per property in cash flow a month. If not, we're not touching it at all.
Oh, wait, I'm gonna hold 1 minute, guys. Moody, you have, yeah, please go ahead.
Anton, got a question for you. Is he doing it through with the funds? Because my attorney told me it was illegal, right? Because I had a situation where I gave away like $3,000 for Christmas.
We can't hear you.
Sounds muffled, brother.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go.
So
Yeah, we can.
My attorney smacked me on my hand pretty bad about giving someone like $3,000 for Christmas, right? Because we had to postpone the closing for like a week or not. Yeah, I know it's fucking hilarious. But he goes like,
no, it's a common thing. The terminology matters as well. Like a brokerage fee or like the way that you structure that payment is very important as well.
Yeah, it's what you literally the name. It's like
So
how you do it too. But like you should definitely have that recorded in the agreement. You shouldn't just give someone 3 grand cash or whatever. Like it should be super like everything's on paper and why they're getting this payment and what it's for. So like what I'm talking about is let's say, the seller is okay with $200,000. I'm gonna give that seller it's basically a short-term seller finance in a way, right? Because you're giving them 10 grand tomorrow, recording it with the county, and then basically you can list it on the market. They can get out, do whatever, and then you're on the deed, and then you can sell it in 6 months. You can
escrow
sell
in
it
a
in a
sense
month.
is like
What do
a
you say?
a secondary escrow in a sense.
I guess, yeah, but not really. You're just essentially, like I said, it's as you're don't overcomplicate it. It's literally giving the seller some money tomorrow, giving them an exact price, writing it down, put it on paper, and then being able to put your LLC on the deed
It's
as
it's
like,
kind of it's kind of like the most old school thing ever. It's a land contract.
yeah,
So
basically.
essentially, so a land contract that's like selling American soil. The seller can sell it on their terms as long as there's an upfront payment and there is basically a closing date where you're getting on the deed and they are getting a non-refundable amount. You're now on the, you go on PropStream, it's you and the seller now. You have access to do whatever you want. If you want to refinance that, if you want to sell it, if you want to flip it, if you want to hold it, you could do whatever the fuck you want. But it's a land contract. I don't think they're
It's
ever.
like it's called an installment sale, basically. You know what I mean? That's like another word for it, another name for it. But I mean, I personally, I'm about to do my first one. It's a deal in Jersey, and the person is just looking to get some money tomorrow, and it's a probate deal. So it's gonna take 3 to 4 months, but she needs the money ASAP, Rocky.
I would like to learn how to do that. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, dude,
Yeah.
once he told me, I'm like, bro, that makes so much sense because then you can literally, I said, like, you don't need their permission to list the house because you're on the deed. So
But
you,
do
you know,
you have to
sign
get
a
like
That's the whole thing is the quick claim and taking over ownership equity. Again, the way you structure the term is in the verbiage in the contract is all up for negotiation to some extent.
Yeah.
And holding ownership equity through the quick claim deed, there's no